soldiers' uniforms. I can see the red Mondo track surface and the waving of flags, although I don't know which nations they represent. I just can't see the finish line. When I run a race, I don't always know whether I've won or lost. I can't see the clocks or the lap counters or the scoreboards. I only know that the finish is at the end of the straightaway. But you'd be wrong if you suppose that my vision loss impairs my running, because I'm a 32-year-old woman, and I've been running for a very long time now, and I've come to understand that there is no finish line. In the summer between my 3rd and 4th grade years, a disease attacked my retinas and deprived me of most of my vision. One spring I could read my grade school textbooks, and the next autumn I couldn't. After various misdiagnoses and other misadventures in several optometrist chairs, I learned that I had Stargardt's disease, a degenerative ailment that essentially leaves holes in the delicate, light-sensitive membrane in the back of your eyes that absorbs and translates images. Stargardt's had damaged the central area of my retinas, called the macula. After it ran its course, the details of the world had disappeared from my central view. I was left with a slim band of peripheral vision, and even that sight was flawed and needed correction. I've lived with Stargardt's for so long now that my eyes seem ordinary to me, and I can barely remember what it was like to fully see. I only remember that things began to seem farther and farther away, such as print, a soccer ball at the other end of the field, and the faces of the people I knew. My answer was to run. I believed that when I was outdoors, my vision was irrelevant. Indoors in a classroom or a living room, I was impaired, because I strained to read a book or see a television screen, or even to know whom I was talking to. But when I was outdoors and running, I felt the same as everyone else. And then I realized something extraordinary. I didn't just feel the same as everyone else when I ran. I felt better. I've been running ever since. I ran through high school in Camarillo and through college and graduate school at San Diego State University, where I graduated cum laude and earned a master's degree in teaching children who were blind and deaf. I ran through a lot of setbacks and failure. I ran through bureaucratic hoops and red tape. I ran in obscurity when all I earned was minimum wage from the local YMCA. I ran at the World Championships in Seville, Spain, and at the Sydney Olympic Games, where I finished 8th in the 1,500 meters. I'm still running, and I'm now the top-ranked woman and the indoor record holder in the United States in the 5,000 meters, and a potential medal contender in that event. But through it all, I hope I've run for the right reasons, to value effort for its own sake, and to prove that impairment does not preclude excellence. At times, people have not expected much from me, solely because I'm partially blind. I can feel them thinking, "Oh, you're visually impaired, just go sit on the couch." When I'm about to run a race, I can hear people whispering, "There's this blind girl running, isn't that great?" But I believe that you can be more disabled by your attitude than by vision loss. My vision is a relative thing. I don't really know how it compares to yours because the only eyes I see through are my own. I'll tell you some of the things that I see and some of the things that I don't. I can't see the numbers on a wristwatch or the Campbell's on a can of soup in the grocery store. I can't see a menu, a newspaper, the address on an envelope, or the amount on a paycheck. I can't always see whether there's a curb in front of me or a pothole or a tree root. I can't see my own writing. My printing is a kind of shorthand that resembles a child's writing, with missing letters and incomplete lines. My signature changes each time I sign a check or a credit card receipt, and I've been asked to produce other forms of ID to prove my identity. Here's what I do see. A permanent blot in front of my eyes that almost has physical properties. It is a large oval that blinks and flickers like a strobe light, and has no particular color or definition, but it moves across walls and ceilings and blue skies like a gray stain. It is not something tangible that's really in front of me. It's inside me, inside my eyes and retinas. Imagine that someone took a flash picture, and the flash got in your eyes. For a few moments you'd see a purplish or gray splotch, and no matter how hard you tried to look around it, it would still be there, right in the center. In a few minutes it would fade away and the world around you would appear normal again. For me, it stays. That thing is always in the middle of my eyes, the indistinct blinking like a sunspot. Sometimes I change my focus point, hoping to see around the obstructing mass and gain a clearer view of what's in front of me. But the blot moves just as quickly as my eyes and blocks the view. The blot is the actual scar tissue in the retina, and each eye's scar tissue has its own shape.